All right. So with this tiny house, I think by now you see that there's unique features. One of which is it's a full closed water system. So that means that there's no pipes underneath. There's nothing exiting from a hardwired point of view. Being so close to water, there's really no real way for me to service this part of my parents' property. So I can't put sewage, I don't want to dig a well, everything is too close. So I have to have a closed water system, a compost toilet so that I bring everything out. So this is really kind of a similar setup, and it was inspired by Anna White, that builds or has tiny homes that she had designed and built with her husband over in Alaska. And to protect from freezing, everything has to be inside with no pipes out. When I saw that, I thought that's perfect for this location, for me to be so close to water and still be good with the environment and kind of manage everything. So that's why I decided the design was going to be a freshwater tank, 100 gallon, and a holding tank of 35 gallons. And this is not a video on how to do plumbing, just how we're figuring out this water system in a closed circuit. And also with the added challenge, the tank is inside. So how am I going to fill this? How am I going to bring 100 gallons of fresh water, I don't know, weekly? So that's all the stuff that we're going to have to figure out to make this work, which is the other half of tiny house living. You can build it, but then how do you live in it? That's the interesting part. The closed water system, that's what today's video is. Hope you enjoy. Ladies and gentlemen, this is my shed. Thanks, Dad. I'm gonna put my wood in that crate and see if that crate full of wood is enough for the week, and then fill it back in. And it's really so that I don't have wood inside the tiny house other than what I have just in those buckets and underneath. Keeps more space, and I get a shed. This is also going to be where I'm gonna set my barbecue for the summertime, but for the winter, I just need it for wood. It's awesome. So the first step to any plumbing project is multiple trips to multiple stores, but then you end up with everything that you need to get started, and then you'll likely return half of all of that after the project's done. That's part and parcel. Here's what we're going to be dealing with, the old IKEA sink. Getting that down here and then across. So first thing is the holding tank. Alright, so now that we have our holding tank all fixed up, this is just one that we had to put a stop on, and this is where the pump is going to draw the water from, and this is the first kind of drain is going to go into here, so the bathroom sink. This for now, but we'll have another 3. So it'll be the kitchen sink and it'll be the shower. But for now, just this. This is the air that we're going to pump outside. So as the tank fills, there's going to be air that's going to be pushed outside instead of in the tiny house. So that's the plan right now, is to go in the bottom of this, make a hole, and then connect it to a PEX the length of this tank. Piece by piece. It's exactly how you do this. Here I go. Okay, so if we take a look, I've got this going outside. The air is going to go out there, vented. Here's the drain from the sink of the bathroom. And now we have to hook up the pump. So the way that we're going to be doing this is we had set up a junction box that's nice and high, and that is 110. And we bought this freshwater pump 110 that's direct connect. So the plan is to go from here to a switch for the pump so that we have a control over it, and then we'll have a hose that we're going to be able to turn on and off and then dump it into a bucket or whatever else. So that's the plan for this step. It's getting exciting, folks. Almost got the drain system set up. Here's we're putting the vent out from our waste water tank.
All right, so here's where we're at. We get the tank, water coming out of there to a shut off so that we can close this and service this if we want to. And here's the pump going out to the hose. And then we have a switch. So when we turn the switch on, it's gonna pump out the water from our tank. I don't know about you, but it's starting to make sense to me now.
Just another gorgeous day at the tiny house.
Part of the freshwater intake, when we add water to it, there's a pressure that's going to build and that air has to come out. So as we add water in here, this side will have a hose connected to something here that we're going to be able to pour the water down into this. We picked up this from an RV shop. So you have the inlet, and then here you have the hose that's going to connect to that. You can't really see it, but then it's going to let the fresh air in. It's going to let the air, the tank out as the water goes in. So people have figured this out. We just have to figure it out for ourselves and buy the pieces and put it all together. All right, so it's evolving. We've now connected this, and you can see that there's a bit of a bow. So what we're discussing is just the hose that we're going to put in here. We'll make sure that it extends all the way inside the tank. That way we don't risk the water coming back here and then out here. And of course, here's the air intake going to that valve. So I think we're good to start putting in some water in the tank, ladies and gentlemen.
Here's the 25-gallon tank. This should be 4 of these should fill up the 100-gallon tank. It's nice, comes with its own pump, so you can pump it out. It's exciting, it's happening. It's cold. Let's get back in there. Alright, so this will be the setup. We'll see how this goes in the winter time, but putting water in the old tiny house. Well, good job, Dad.
Thank you.
Got it all set up. You can see that fill line. Timing how long this will take, but that's bringing water. Finally coming to fruition. The whole reason for that tank, for this subfloor, part of that big puzzle.
All right, so as you can see, we have 75 gallons of water in, and it's right at the max of the setup that we have here. Since I don't know exactly how much water I'm going to use, I'm fine with that. And if I so need another 25 gallon, then I have the option of taking this pipe and then putting it straight up, maybe through the floor, over here on the corner, and then I can get an extra 25 gallons, but we'll wait for that.
Just gluing all the parts that need to be glued. This puzzle. All right, well, this is the moment. We've got 75 gallon into the water tank. The holding tank is all sealed up. My dad is just checking out the connections, and what do you think, Dad?
Yes, sir.
We ready to start it? We ready to try it?
Ready to start.
Dad gives us the answer. Let's give this a try. Yeah, so we're gonna turn on the pump. There's the pump going. Water going in.
It stopped.
It stopped, so that means that should be good to try it.
Mm-hmm.
Nope.
Tar du chaud là.
Oh.
C'est d'eau fraîche.
Oh. Get the air out. There you go. That's good pressure. Going down. No leaks. Yeah, so the water's going in the tank. Okay, so all that would be left is to pump it out, but because we don't have enough water in that holding tank, the test is good. Success!
Yes, sir.
Good job! Yee-haw.
Yes, sir.
So because now I'm able to wash my hands, that means that I can use the toilet. So that's going to be the next project, is to set up the toilet
Yes.
and a few odds and ends that we're going to be looking after. So yeah, super happy. This is a big moment. Thank you, Dad, for being part of it along the way.
My pleasure.
So with that, my friends, please take care of each other and God bless.